What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So the other day I saw this post on Facebook where this man, this young man, he went on a first date. I don't know how true these pictures are, but he allegedly went on a first date with a girl, spent about $2,000 on the meal that they ate, right? And then at the end of the date, she gave him oral sex. And he was like, this is how all first dates should go, right? And, there was a lot of women applauding that, like, oh my God, yes, yes, yes. Because he dropped bread on a woman. Like, let me just say this. Just because a man drops a lot of money on you does not mean he values you. There's a lot of men who are out here who are scammers. They will drop their bread just to get sex because that's their only method to get sex. That's the quick and easy way for them to do it. So they're going to drop bread because money ain't coming like nothing to them because they ain't have to work for it. All they had to do was scam for it. Right? So just because a man drops money on you does not mean he values you, especially if he has an abundance of it anyway. Second of all, the main point of this is that man got fleeced. He got played like a fiddle, got exploited like a lame. Okay? You could go and do all of that with a woman and spend what, $200 on a date, $150 on a date, rather than $2,000. First of all, who eating all that damn food? $2,000. Who eating all of that shit? Nobody. You just doing that to make it look like you a baller to impress, spending a whole lot of bread for no reason. And I'm gonna say this too: transactional sex is for men with low self-esteem. I don't care who get mad. Men with low self-esteem engage in transactional sex. Because, brother, if you can get sex for free, you're going to get it for free. I don't care. Some brothers be selling y'all with their false bravado. Why work for it? I'd rather get all this out the way. Get the hard part out the way. Just go ahead and pay for it. No. A man, most men with confidence in themselves get a rush off a woman messing with them off of the strength of it. Off a woman being enamored with them off the strength of who they are, not what they got. Right? Most a man with confidence and belief in himself get a rush and rather a woman rock with him off just who he is and off the person that he is and how he makes her feel versus how much he can just splurge on her. For real, that's the behavior of a man who uses money because that's his only means to get a woman. I blame this on the men who have to spend money to get a woman. Now women expect this behavior from every single man they date. They want every man to be a baller because that dude that you was dating, that's his only way that he knew how to get a woman. And I ain't saying he's not attractive. It's dudes that women deem attractive that do not know how to hold conversation, that can't charm a woman, can't make a woman laugh, they aren't interesting, they have no charisma, they're boring individuals, they just think the world of themselves, and they cannot just even engage or interact with another person, let alone a woman, in the correct way. So they lean on money and finances to get that woman. I'm telling y'all, any man with any type of self-esteem and any confidence, any charisma, and has any charm, he's not going to lean on the wallet to get the woman. Now, again, I'm not saying you're not going to spend money on a date. Yes, because I hate when women make it seem like you're going to spend money either way, so you might as well do it. No, that shit a trick told them. And they holding that in high regard and high value because they want to be tricked off on. Spending money on a woman and courting her is not the same as tricking. I always said it in other videos before. When you're dating a woman, yes, you're going to take her out to eat. You're going to show her a good time. You're going to, pay for things for her, etc. But to be balling out of budget, not even out of budget, just spending $3,000 on a woman that you don't even know on your first date. See, ballers and scamming dudes do that just because it's a penny to them. That should not be the standard. That should not be the standard. But there's women out here taking that as a standard because you're dealing with a card cracking, scamming dude, or you're dealing with a dude who just make a whole lot of money, right? And it's a lot of dudes. Even if you make a whole lot of money, dropping somebody's mortgage, even if you're like, okay, I'm gonna put it in the range of like a person who is working the average corporate job in America. Even if you're making six figures, dropping $2,000 on the first date is still insane. Why are you paying somebody's rent, somebody's mortgage payment or something like that? Why are you paying it on a first date? Just to flash off and just to that don't make sense to me. Like, again, I'm not telling people gonna spend money on what they want to spend money on. But dudes do that in order for sex to be transactional. Oh, I've spent all this money, you want sex. Listen, man, sex is not meant to be transactional. People that genuinely like each other, have feelings for one another, are interested in each other, have chemistry, they're going to have sex naturally. There are. But there's dudes out here, and again, I'm saying this because there's women who expect every man to move like that. Because there's a woman that on Facebook that shared this, that I know, and feel like, hey, that's all good. She's all with that. Because she thinks that if you spend money on her, you hold her in high regard. That is not the truth, y'all. It's just me. It's some women, money is like a dime, comes like a penny to them. It's like when Drake took old girl out to go eat. He took her out to eat or on dinner at the Dodger Stadium. He did all that for her, and to a regular average man, that's a whole lot. But to Drake, that ain't shit, because he's Drake. That ain't nothing to Drake. But to that woman, oh my God, oh Jesus, that's like dropping a penny in the ocean for Drake. Or like renting out Dodger Stadium for them to have dinner in there. That's something light. He can do that to a groupie, and that ain't nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to show you the different things. But yeah, like transactional dude bragging about doing the man bragging about spending all that money to get some oral sex from a girl. What? I'm telling you, head ain't never been that important to me to spend $2,000 on that shit. It's not. And if it is, you a weak man to me. $2,000 for sex ain't never been that important to me. Rappers be dropping $6,000 for sex. I'm sorry. If I'm the rapper, I'm the rapper. I'm not doing that. No. I'm not. Like, you can get a woman to like you off your own strength and your own merits, even if she a groupie. She could just be charmed to be around you. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, I'm gonna drop all this money on her. Hopefully she'll give me some. No. Use your mouth. When I say that, use your mouthpiece, use charm, use wit, etc. to get a woman. Not all that extra stuff that you gotta, like, just dudes be doing wild stuff to me. You know, and I have the men to blame for that. I have the men to blame for that, because dudes that'll just spend a whole ton of money because that's the only way to get a woman. They try to talk that player, talk to y'all. Man, shoot, I'll pay them. I'll pay this money for them to go away. I'll pay this money just because, you know, I want to skip that other hard part. We can get through all that. I'd rather just, bro, no. It's dudes that they want to get to that part and still find a way to get to that part just by being themselves, being charming, being witty, being funny, being charismatic, knowing how to have a conversation with a woman, making her blush, making her laugh, making her smile. $2,000 to get some more. Are you out your mind? That's how, like, for real. And again, I'm sorry, I was raised by a man in the patriarchy, so I wasn't raised to just make sex transactional. Because my father was never that type of man. But my father was a man to charm a woman, get her flowers, take her on a nice date, not no $2,000, not tricking off paying a whole heap of bills for a woman that's not even your woman, or a woman that you don't even know is really, really interested in you for you. You know, you could do that for some woman that you know is that's your woman, and a woman that's highly want to be with you and want to, you know, okay, cool. But some random woman you don't even know trying to just drop a whole lot of bread on my daddy, no. My daddy gonna charm a woman with wit and humor and just being, you know, complimenting the woman and making her laugh, making her smile, all of that. And that's a lost art form today. A lot of men don't know how to talk. You know, that's why when I was growing up and dating women, there was so many women that, I'm telling you, they was with all these dudes that was high profile athletes and all of that. They started talking to me. This is the first time they ever had a conversation that was engaging, that they were just like enamored with, all of the above. Because they never experienced that any other time. They never was able to experience any of that. And so that's the difference, you know what I mean? And so because I know I've always been able to talk, I'm never gonna lean on the financial aspect to pull a woman. Now, if I like a woman, enjoy a woman, I'm gonna use money to court a woman, but I ain't spend no $2,000. You out your fucking mind. And I got kids. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, dog? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Who raised? What does T.K. Kirkland say? Who raised you? It couldn't have been your father. Like, oh, he ain't from my era. Because there's no way. Like, my father didn't raise me to be no chauvinist pig. He didn't raise me to be no 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 down to a man that down talks woman or a woman basher. He didn't raise me to be that, but he also didn't raise me to be a straight out fool, a straight out sucker, a straight out like just lame, just let a woman use your wallet and abuse you just for some sex that you could have probably got off the strength of her liking you, rather than being out of a whole bunch of bread. It just don't make no sense to me. And there's dudes that take their route and they come to find out that when the money goes dry, that woman's vagina goes dry. She no longer wants him. She gonna go on to somebody else. It was solely about the money. She wanted something to brag on, to say that, oh my God, he spent all his money on me. He must like me, or I show my friends like he spent all his bread on me. Let me show them the tab and the bill and all of that. And then now she's willing to give up her body for this because he spent a whole lot of bread. You know what I mean? Like, not because the dude really like her, not because he's interested in who she is, not because he's really trying to really get to know her, not because he's interested in making her laugh, making her smile. He's interested in making her day. He's interested in elevating her and lifting her up and her spirits, and et cetera, et cetera. Not lifting her up is not taking her to a high-end restaurant and just spending a whole lot of bread on her. Lifting her up is making her feel great about herself as a woman, complimenting her, let her know that, you know, you actually are interested in who she is, and outside of just the sexual realm of it. So, but a lot of dudes, again, it's transactional. That's the way to go, especially for younger men. I'm 30 years old. I'm never going to move like that. I'm not. I'm telling you, I can have a bad leg, one eye, and somebody going to like me for me. I'm going to find a woman that like me for me and like me for who I am, not what I got to offer and give up. But again, this transactional sex is getting out of hand, and it's happening because a lot of these young men are not raised and reared by the right type of men. They raised and reared by also dudes that trick their way off into a woman, and all the dudes that trick their way off into a woman, when they hit hard times, their woman was gone because they was nothing but tricks. They was there for financial value. Women looked at them and salivated at the mouth because of the money they were spending, not because of who they are and what they stand for and what they represent. I can never be a man that get looked at for some money or whatever and think that's cool. You get looked at as a come up or looked at as a bag and think that's the cool way to be. Rappers brag about that nowadays, which is crazy. I don't think you should be talking and denigrating women and calling them bitches and hoes and all type of ridiculous nonsense, nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, you shouldn't be bragging about being no lick and just spending a whole lot of money, and that's the reason why the women like you, because you got a bag. No. What happened to the woman liking you because of what you represent, what you stand for, your principles, your ethics, liking you for, you know, being funny, being a charming person, etc. That's a lost art form, man, and that's why women are not really interested in men. Not interested in men, but you know, they really don't want to get certain men the time of day because they know all what they coming with is trying to flash some bread in their face just to have some sex. They're not gonna be in any bit of interesting. You know, you heard these stories about women dating rappers, and the rappers were boring, had no personality, had no charm to them, couldn't never get a woman enamored with them in no type of way outside of financial value. So that's why they all getting played like a fiddle. You know, there's a lot of them like that. Even the most entertaining rappers that you know. That's why I told y'all, like, Floyd Mayweather don't got no charm or no ability to get a woman enamored with him, or to get a woman like to really be interested in who he is as a man. A lot of them are there for monetary value, which is why his women were always able to get taken by men with less money than him. Like Ray J took Princess Love from Floyd, and how Nelly took Miss Jackson from Floyd, etc. Right? Because Floyd and Nelly has got bread, of course, but he ain't have Floyd Mayweather money. Neither does Ray J. Right? But they were able to get them from out of there because that dude, Floyd, just leave with how much money he got and how he got more money than your man and all of that, and how he can buy you this and buy you that. So they use him up till they can't use him no more. Then they let the pool boy come over there and charm him out. Not Ray J and nothing, not the pool boy. But you know, y'all know how many rich men got wives that they be letting the pool boy hit it? Because he make her laugh, he make her smile, he make her feel like alive. And her dude just throw money in her, and he just sit up in there and just throw money around and just think he the king because of that. You know, so yeah, man, transactional. That's why I say transactional sex is for men with low self-esteem, men who don't believe in themselves, who don't have confidence, who don't feel like they can get a woman outside of that. So they just go around paying for it. You know, and I ain't doing that because I wasn't raised to do that. Furthermore, I remember a brother, K.A. Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. You know, It's just not something that we should be doing in particular. Nah, but I'm being silly, but no, for real, I'm just not. I wasn't raised to be that way, and I'm not going to pass that down to my son, because this what is starting now is this trend of women trying to make this behavior the norm, and now they're expecting these young men, 22, 23 years old, just setting their foot out of college to be footing bills for them $700, $800 and $1,000, $1,200 bills. And if you don't pay this bill, you don't really like me, because they mom was teaching them that bullshit, or they learning it from the city girls and them and all these other people, right? Or these other rappers in general that brag about if you like that girl, trick on her. Now they thinking that's the only way a man gonna like them, and if he ain't spending that money, he don't like them, which puts pressure on the men of the younger generation. Women can put pressure on men to be more to have better conversation skills, to be chivalrous, to be honest, to be genuine in their approach. Put pressure on them to be a charmer, to be romantic, etc. But putting pressure on them to just leave with their wallet and spend at a young age is ridiculous. That's why I got to correct this stuff within my little cousins or whatever, and also within my son when he coming up, to let him know, no. You can get a woman. You spend money on a woman. You want to have a good time, and you spend money to have a good time, and take a woman out. When I'm saying have a good time, take her out or whatever, but not no $1,000, $2,000 something dollars on the first date. Are you out your fucking mind? You don't even know her. Let a woman get to know you for your wit, your charm, your humor, for who you are, and that will work for you. Peace.